to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the Extra Time segment where we are looking back on Everton's, let's say, nearly 3-2 win over Fulham. I'm joined by, of course, Terry and Owen, and a very warm welcome for the first time on the Toffee Blues YouTube channel to Stephen Hornby. A warm welcome, Steve. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, it'd be a lot better if it was 3-0 the other day rather than 3-2. But
yeah, I think we've all aged a couple of years after watching that second half, didn't we?
Yeah, it was one of them. We needed it that bad. I think if that game would have finished in a draw, I think we'd all be a bit negative right now. But
I wouldn't have come out of my room. I don't think I'd have gone to work today if we'd have thrown that away.
Especially a team like Fulham, it's, all respect to them, they're not great, are they? It was probably the best game we could have.
Let's actually start with that. I mean, we'll get the negatives out the way first, Stephen. We made one of the worst sides in the Premier League look like Barcelona in that second half. What was going on with us? Was that a fitness problem?
I think. I mean, I was watching it. I was thinking, like, people saying to me, is it a fitness problem? Is it the international break? Is it? But I think we just don't have enough players who are willing to put the same shift in every week. Because we had the spell at the end of the second half. We started the game pretty well. We've got players like Rodriguez and Dean and Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin who genuinely look like the finished article. But you've got other players who you might get it some weeks, you might not get it. I think that's just costly, and it's the same old story with Everton away at them teams. You need strong characters, even though you're not playing the best team every week. I think a part of it would have been down to fitness, but I think a lot of it was down to just we didn't have enough quality.
That's not good when you're coming up against a side like Fulham, who, let's be honest, were pretty awful themselves. Yeah. Owen, I'll turn to you for this one. I mean, you're very... As you're watching the Burnley versus Crystal Palace game in the corner of your eye, you're very big on, the low block side of things. What's going on with our defence this season? I mean, last season we struggled to score, but we weren't too bad at the back. What's happened this year? Is it just a change of formation that's screwed us over at the back?
The first half, we were just scoring goals for fun and creating chances for fun. It was Mina's fault. He was sort of off. He was off the pace. Bobby Reed just run past him. He shouldn't have been able to do that. That was his fault. Second half, I was screaming me tits off for Carlo to make some subs when they made their subs, because they were just running through the middle of us like with Loftus-Cheek. He was bang average at best. I was lauding him the other day on the preview. That was just so I didn't have another Martial moment. But Mitrovic, they improved a lot when they came on. The issue for us then was we had Rodriguez who weren't tracking back. Richie was jaded, let's just say, yeah. Don was isolated up there and they were just running through the middle of us. We made the subs and then we nullified them. I have no issue with what we did the last half an hour. We have to do what you've got to do to win games sometimes, no matter who you're playing.
To be honest, though, I don't blame them for doing that if that's all we can do. But what annoyed me was that should have been done at 3-1 rather than 3-2.
Yeah.
That substitution, the Tom Davis substitution, should have been done 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah,
within 5 minutes of the Fulham substitutions, really, when we saw the rhythm of the game going that way.
As soon as we saw that they were bringing on an active goal threat and the ball carrier, we should have reverted and put Davis and Sigurdsson on to block the runs. They should have done the jobs Hammers and Richarlison were doing in the first half.
I'll stop short of the Sigurdsson bit, but yeah, other than that, I agree.
I know. Sigurdsson isn't ideal, but we needed some more defensive subs when they made their subs, because it was clear that they were going to try and run through the middle of us, because we only had two midfielders on the pitch. And as well as Decore and Allen did, and I thought they did very well, it was easy to get in and around us with a back five playing so flat. So ultimately, we won the game, but I was fuming them subs didn't come earlier on in the game.
Yeah, I think if we even had the let-off of the penalty miss where we could have sorted that out straight away afterwards, but then...
So Cavalerio misses a pen, by the way. Richard Osman's tweet. If you want to nullify Fulham, give them a penalty. So, we that happens, and as soon as Caballero missed the pen, we should have been making some more defensive subs.
That was the wake-up call, but we still didn't heed it. And then we don't concede a goal.
And then we conceded a goal, and then we did what we should have done in the last half an hour. We were a lot more defensive, and we did well. I thought our shape was good. The will and demand was good. It should have happened earlier, though. There was a 10-minute period, I think, from when they made their subs to ultimately when they scored and we made our subs, where I was a bit pissed off, to be honest with how we were coping in the game.
We were getting cut through every single time.
We looked like Pellegrini, West Ham, just getting run through like that. No one's tracking back or nothing. That's what we looked like for about 10 minutes. And that could have cost us the game. But either side of that, I thought we were very good.
Yeah. I mean, we'll move on then to the first half. We'll sort of go in reverse order because we'll try and go from negative to positive. Terry, what do you make of our football in the first half? Attacking-wise, we looked like the real deal, didn't we, at times?
Oh, it was champagne football at one point, wasn't it? After the last 20 minutes of the first half, we were just like brilliant, just moving the ball about, effortlessly. The thing with Everton so far this season is, other than the games, the last 3 games where we've had too many players missing, when we've got bulk of our team, our normal team out, I've got no doubt whatsoever. I've got every confidence that we'll score goals. It's the defending that I worry about. And you saw that again in this game. The understanding between like James Rodriguez and Luca Dean, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin is just eating up all the chances that they make for him. Like the Luca Dean was amazing yesterday. Not yesterday, the other day. He's just the best. He's the best left back in the whole league. I know Robertson's good, but Luca Dean
by a distance as well. Brilliant left back.
He's just fantastic, and the little change in formation of them as well. They basically, when I saw the lineup, I was wondering, is he going to put Iwobi in that sort of midfield 3 spots that Gomez and Sigurdsson and all the others clearly don't want to play in because they're just terrible every week. And then as the game kicks off, it's actually a 3-4-3 with Iwobi as a right wing back. And I actually thought when I saw that, Iwobi's going to have another stinker here because he's not a right wing back. Frankly, he's a number 10. But he had the best game I've seen him have. He was unbelievable. Now I know other teams will be better than Fulham, but some of the little intricate triangles of passes, like I watched Match of the Day again after the game, and some of the little combinations, Richarlison, Dean, Decore, it was just fluid. They have a really good understanding attacking around the team. They know where each other are going to be. And you saw straight away with the first goal, the difference Richarlison gets the ball, puts his head down and drives forward with the ball. And then you've got the Fulham defence going backwards then. And Calvert-Lewin scores. He scored some scruffy goals in his time, but that's probably the scruffiest he'll ever score because it's placed across to him and he's just his running legs just like sort of bungling in the goal. But we're making that many chances for him that he can't miss. He's going to keep scoring if we're going to keep playing like that. But
don't worry, Arsenal will improve his game according to visionary football views. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Any player that Arsenal fans want to sign, they all pretend that he's an Arsenal fan growing up, don't they? So Calvert-Lewin's apparently an Arsenal fan now. He doesn't support Sheffield United like everyone knows, but.
The Visionary Football Views Twitter account that flip-flops on everything. So even I could be a Visionary Football expert going to him because all he does is change his mind. Carry on.
So the Arsenal fans were like, Arsenal have won 4 and lost 4 so far, I think. And the other week I saw a statue for Arteta getting tweeted out.
In any case, the attacking play is really good, and we've got all of our players fit. It is fragile because just losing Richarlison changed it completely. But now that he's back, and even at under the under fit Richarlison, considering he'd gone to Brazil and back, it was just a massive difference maker. We just looked so good going forward. It's just the defence we still need to work on.
Yes, there's still a lot of work to be done. You can sort of tell that, but there was some really good performances, I thought. Steve, would you say was your standout player in that game yesterday?
Well, I've got Calvert-Lewin down as mine. I think it's 10 league goals he's got this season now. And
the same amount as Man City altogether.
Yeah, I think I'd seen only him and Patrick Bamford are, I think, the two top scorers in Europe. I think I've seen on just looking through before, but I've put him down because it's the same every time. He's not just a goal scorer for me. It might sound like an over exaggeration, but I think he is a complete footballer. And I know I wrote him off at times. I know a lot of people have, when he went through a bit of a tough spell. But he just seems to be able to do everything. You know what I mean? He picks it up. He does the dirty work. He does a bit of everything, and he's backing it up with goals. And what I like is he like I think Terry said, he scores ugly goals, but that was probably the ugliest of the lot. And that, I don't know, that I think that was impressive, to be honest, because and you've also got Richarlison there. We knew how much of a miss he was in the last 3 games. From minute one, or before minute one, I think it was 42 seconds we scored after, but Richarlison immediately showed why he's important for carrying that ball and it putting the ball in. And he did get lucky in it, like the Fulham defender, I think it was Adebayo, didn't cover himself in glory. Just went in off Calvert-Lewin's trailing leg, but you've got to be there, and he always is there.
Yeah, his positioning's really improved under Ancelotti.
Yeah, I think he definitely has, and I think he will get linked, to teams like Arsenal and stuff like that. But he more than deserves it, to that sort of to be regarded highly, to be talked about. Because, like it or not, he's the top goal scorer. He's arguably the best striker in the country at the minute, and he's covered himself in glory again in these tough games. He seems to just pull through, and he doesn't seem to have a bad game. I know Southampton, he was a bit off. He didn't really get a touch of the ball, but he just seems to cover himself in glory. He doesn't seem to ever put his head down, and he seems to pull us through tough games as well. So I've definitely got Calvert-Lewin.
Great character, I think.
What you just said there about him scoring ugly goals, that's exactly what I think should sort of seep through the team now, the idea of winning ugly. The best teams anywhere in any league ever, if you're going to do anything, you score ugly goals and you win games ugly. Not every week, but there's times like
you find a way to win by hook or by crook.
Yeah, but you've got to. If you're going to be successful, you've got to find a way to win. Marco Silva ultimately was a bad Everton manager because he couldn't win ugly. Roberto Martinez the same. Right, the other two less so, but they didn't win. They wouldn't do it the other way. We've got to find a way of winning. Yeah, but
you've got to. Calvert-Lewin, he's getting the comparisons to Lukaku now, and but he does more than Lukaku for me.
That's an insult to say he's like Lukaku because he puts a shift in.
Exactly, but for the goals, we really did struggle. I think it was that one season. I think first season after he left, and we signed Sandro, and we have not had a goal scorer since up until now, really. But he's not just equaling Lukaku in goals; he gives way more across the whole pitch, and he's really what we've been crying out for.
I'm not going to say he's better than Romelu Lukaku, but what I will say is I don't know why he would go to Arsenal when the manager of Arsenal can't even get a tune out to Aubameyang. So if I'd be looking for a bigger move, I wouldn't be looking to go there, that's for sure. But no, he's brilliant. I've always been a big fan of Dominic Calvert-Lewin from the very first game I saw him in. I think he's a team player.
The Arsenal game when Ashley Williams scored the winner, I remember he put in a great shift that game.
Yeah. The first time I saw him, I knew he was a player I'd like because he was someone who's willing to put a shift in, and he's a really useful player besides the goals. He won a lot. He said himself, I think it was in his BBC interview or something, where he said, "My role changed in the second half from being sort of a focal point of attack to sort of winning fouls and doing sort of the other side of the game well." And he does everything really well, I think. If he's a championship striker, like some people like to say, well, then I'll be watching the championship a hell of a lot more because he's a fantastic player.
There you go. There's a few other good performers I thought in the game. Go on, Steve.
Oh, he's just. I'll happily admit I was one of the people who wrote him off. it didn't like him. I really didn't. I remember there was a derby game. I think it was that season, the season we got the draw at Anfield, with Rooney scoring the penalty. I think the home game of that season, I think it was 0-0. Can't remember too well. And I remember Calvert-Lewin missing an absolute sitter, put one over the bar at the Gladys Street, and then I thought, this lad, he's never going to be able to do it. But I'll admit I was definitely wrong about him, and he gets a lot of comparisons to Graham Sharp as well. He seems to be able to do that part of the game, and I'll happily admit I'm wrong about Dom. I think he's certainly our best player this season,
100%. I was also really pleased to see Decore open his account, and I thought he had a great game. He was fantastic yesterday, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I put I don't know, an account on Twitter said who's Everton's most underrated player last week, and I said Abdoulaye Decore, because I think for what he's not even at Everton, but you consider the Premier League journey he's been on with Watford and Everton, I've never felt like he's got the true recognition he deserves for how good he is at times. I think he really does set the tempo in the midfield, and for someone to reply saying, well, someone replied to me saying he was not, but he also said Tim Howard was an Everton legend, so really he's clueless. So there's some people you just don't listen to, know nothing about football, and people who think Abdoulaye Decore has done nothing all season, a group of people who don't know anything about football. And I'm happy to sit here and say they know nothing about football, because he also said
Tim Howard was great. I mean, I watched Joe Robles as well, and he was crap as well.
I remember Joel was the preferred option to Howard at one point, wasn't he?
That says all.
There was a time where either of us would have been a preferred option over Howard. He was that bad, but I'm not criticising Howard. He's just not an Everton legend. But anyway, he was saying Decore was crap, and he isn't. He's really good.
For me, Decore's got the physicality in the midfield that we have been crying out for a good 5 or 6 years.
He's got the energy
since Fellaini left, probably.
I feel like I deserve to watch Decore every week now, having watched the absolute shit show of what was the second half of last season's midfield. It was just a mix of everything that was crap. Gomez and Sigurdsson playing together in the midfield. I think I would run past them, but now we've got Decore and Allen. It's a real battling performance as we're seeing in the midfield, even if we're not having the success in other areas.
Yeah, I mean, Sigurdsson and Gomez still seem to be flattering to deceive, but one who didn't in the second half was Tom Davies, who, like I said, came on just after we let the second goal in, which we had really on the ropes. And I thought he'd done a really good job in that game. He seemed to really settle us down and stop our midfield getting absolutely pelted by their midfield. I think it's not a pretty role that he played, but he did it really well.
Well, I think he come on to win the ball and slow the game down, which is what he's good at, to be honest. He's got like the nimble legs that are good at winning fouls. Certainly in the last 10 minutes of the game, he sort of sat on the edge of our box, absorbed the pressure, and I think down that side with Anthony Robinson, I think Anthony Robinson struggled in the last 10 or so minutes, because he was definitely one of their focal points going up the left, and I think Tom Davies, when he come on, definitely sort of.
I think he helped protect Godfrey a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think Godfrey, you can tell he's not a right back, but he did sort of help. I think he did help Godfrey to do a bit.
I've said this about every single third of a midfielder this season, but after the first two, I think he'd probably be my next option, because even though he's not, I don't think technically he's amazing, but what I think Tom Davies is good at is sort of helping us. He came on and really he stopped them attacking, and I think if we're going to have a midfield three that is energetic and gets about the pitch and puts tackles in and really sets the tempo, I think I would rather have Tom Davies in there than Gomez or Sigurdsson for that reason, because
I definitely was.
He puts in a real shift, whereas I don't think either of them two do.
Also, what I love about Tom Davies is when we get to the end of these games where we're winning by the odd goal, he loves it, taking it to the corner flag and winding them up. He loves it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
riles the other team. I don't know why.
There's been times, and there's been most of the times where I've been really frustrated about his sort of quality, but he wouldn't give us any less than what Gomez, Sigurdsson, or Delph gives us. So for that reason, I think for the fact that he would give us everything, he'd be next to two really good midfielders. I think if we were playing the three, I'd be more... even when he played against Brighton, I thought he played in about 10 different positions, but I thought he played really well in that game as well. We'll see.
But yeah, it was a really pleasing performance. I think we got over the line eventually, because of those changes. It would have been nice if they came a bit sooner, but other than that, I think we'll have to try and, to rectify these issues moving forward. I think Leeds will be a more testing prospect next weekend.
It will be, but I'll also really fancy us to score goals against them.
Oh no, well that's going to be about 7-7 that game, isn't it?
Oh no, it's going to do me head in, isn't it? I don't see it already.
It's definitely not a game Owen's going to get a lot of enjoyment out of.
Think of the Owen Parks derby and spin that to be the opposite. That's Everton Leeds next week.
Yeah, the Eddie Howe derby.
Yeah. They should have put him in the studio for that, shouldn't they?
Yeah,
you'll be in the studio
at that one.
I'll be turning me back to it.
Yeah, you'll be in the Monday Night Football studio after that one and analysing it.
Yeah, God. No, they'll get Sam Allardyce in for that to tell everyone how no one can defend.
Oh gosh.
Master of defence, isn't he?
It's going to be an interesting watch, though, isn't it? When you consider how leaky both defences have been. They're one of the only three sides who've actually conceded more than us this season.
I know they should be shouted shame after they conceded more goals than us.
Yeah, and we've got some.
If we work from a basic shape in that game and just be difficult to beat, we'll still score about 4 goals past them. They're seeing Holloway's Blackpool glorified. That's all they are.
What? Marcelo Bielsa's just a glorified Ian Holloway.
If you boil it down, really.
But it's all right. Though he sends spies to watch the training ground.
I mean, that's class, to be fair.
It is. It's the. No, that's what I mean about that's what I mean about Tom Davis and Calvert-Lewin. They seem to love winding the other team up, and I like that.
So does John Joe Kenny, but he's not very good. So
no, but I just love
about Bielsa. I hope he doesn't send any. I hope he doesn't send any spies to our training ground because I don't know if he's just.
You'll just be watching through his binoculars and watching Sigurdsson point.
We forgot to mention how. We forgot to mention how well Ademola Lookman's doing now. He's been released from the shackles of Sam Allardyce at Everton. So fair play to Ademola. I thought he played unbelievably well, and I think he's going to have a brilliant career at the top.
Yeah, he got the assist for the Loftus-Cheek goal as well.
There's no stopping the kid, honestly.
Really well.
Yeah, he skinned Luca Dean. I mean, that's it now. He's going to be the new Messi.
I mean, it's really going well for him. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, he's a penalty specialist as well, mate.
I'm not going to hold that against him, to be fair, because they're all better penalties.
Yeah, to be fair, they haven't. When's the last time they scored one?
No, next time they play a good one.
Oh yeah, let's not even go there.
Said at the end of the game, I genuinely think Scott Parker looked ready to take his coat off and go take the pen. So I mean, I think Scott Parker.
I feel sorry for Scott Parker, to be honest.
Whoever Fulham are playing next, they'll just hack the players down, and then Scott Parker will actually leg it onto the pitch and try and take a penalty.
I feel sorry for Scott Parker. They are the stupidest team in the Premier League for just doing the most ridiculous things in the football.
It reminds me of Martinez, where he has no control over the players on the pitch, and there's just a big row where he takes the pens, and then they just go and do some kind of mad calamity, and then
it's not even that. It's not even that. The first minute they gave the ball away in their own half. That's just sacrilege.
That's Martinez again. That's Martinez.
Yeah, maybe it is his fault. Maybe it is his fault, and I'm just being nice to him. Sod him. First minute, the other end of the pitch.
They've hit Fulham building the big stand, and I think the commentator at the start of the game said it's going to have a public swimming pool at the very top or something.
They've been building the stands for at least 12 years now.
Yeah. And I seen a tweet after the game said by the time that stand's built, they'll be back in the Championship again. So.
Oh no, they'll be in the playoffs, ready to come back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there we go. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Fulham 2, Everton 3. We'll enjoy the fact that we won. Enjoy the fact that we played boss in the first half, and try and gloss over the second half until
over
we need to
in the
address
top
these
6
issues
in
all over
November.
again.
When was the last happening?
Oh God, no. At least we got away with it though this time.
Mm.
Well, there you have it, guys. Let us know your opinions on this game. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to click the link in the description below as well for the Everton Direct deals as we come up to Black Friday. Definitely, go and do your Christmas shopping on Everton Direct. Why the hell not? Until next time, guys. Thank you for watching on the Toffee Blues.